Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the Legit Boss, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers there. Be sure to check those out as well. Starting from $1, you'd be stunned, Larson, at how much $1 really does help Going In Raw. But, you know, at the $20 mark, you get a comic book. Where's that picture of it? I haven't pushed this in a while. Look at that. You get a comic book. You get 3 stickers. You get, oh, man, the huge return of Mecha Santa and Top Notch is coming very soon in WCW and Fun Wrestling. And then you get a postcard, too. That's at $20. But, yeah, check it out. Patreon.com/Steve Larson. We're going to be adding some stuff to that Patreon.
Correct.
Very soon. Anyways, it's Friday, Larson.
Oh, it's almost the weekend.
It's so early in the morning. We're putting this up. We're recording this at 4 in the morning Pacific time.
No, we're not. This is Thursday.
So we
Today's
can get
Thursday.
it up at 5 a.m.
Don't try to fool the good people watching the show here, man.
Why else would I be drinking coffee right now?
Because we're old and it's 1:30 in the afternoon, and this is where we need to pick me up.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah, it is Thursday. The newsletter hasn't dropped yet. Joke's on us, Dave Meltzer.
There's plenty of news out there.
We can't regurgitate everything from the newsletter.
I mean, there's still plenty of Meltzer in here because he does have like daily episodes of Wrestling Observer Radio.
Yeah, well, he's got an inside source there at All Elite Wrestling. It is literally everybody in All Elite
Wrestling. Yeah, virtually.
Exactly. We got to get in on that, man. You know, it's not like the stringent WWE where we get our yearly opportunity, and we're very grateful for that.
Absolutely,
by the way, via 2K Games to interview some of the wrestlers. But maybe we can get on the press list.
That'd be cool
for All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty neat.
I think that would be neat.
I think it would be neat.
It'd be very neat.
We got All In 2 coming up.
Oh, very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
We're gonna be there. It's gonna be a blast.
Absolutely.
A blast, I tell you.
Should be a lot of fun.
Tons of fun.
So we have a lot of All Elite Wrestling news. It's big news today. Might not be tomorrow, but it is today.
Oh, I think it's gonna be news for a while.
Probably. I think you're probably right about that.
It's gonna be news for a long, long while. For one reason, if any other. Contracts, Steve. Exciting topic of conversation. Contracts. Legal language.
Oh, negotiations.
Negotiations. Terms. Buyout agreements. I can go on and on, but it's too much excitement for one episode. So we all know that All Elite Wrestling has a lot of money, apparently.
$100 million.
Just to start up, yes. And that's not including whatever TV deal they may be procuring for themselves in the very near future. We'll get more on that later.
Yeah.
And they're looking, apparently, to spend on some talent.
Okay.
They very shelled out, I'm assuming, big dollars for one Chris Jericho, for Pac. And all the other signees there.
They're giving Pac at least $1,000 a month.
And maybe even in the near future when some contracts expire, so when there's no mutual option or option from one party to the other. See, I know my contract language.
Good.
Some WWE talents. And who is arguably top WWE talent, Steve?
Pac.
AJ Styles.
Oh, right.
See, AJ has a lot of history with the Young Bucks. They were all in Bullet Club together after Finn left.
After the Real Rock and Rolla was dispatched.
They're all friendly, so does a possibility exist out there for AJ to leave WWE for All Elite Wrestling? Let me finish. Well, Dave Meltzer speculated on that possibility recently, suggesting that at the very least, AJ has a ton of leverage for his next contract negotiation. He stated that AJ makes a pretty penny in WWE right now, but he thinks that AEW could potentially top that offer.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of money. And on top of the money, you get the added benefit of a lighter schedule. So confirmed AJ is good as gone for WWE. Yes or no? Yes, absolutely.
At the end of his next contract, it's a distinct possibility. He's in his early 40s now.
He's 42.
He's 42. That is early 40s.
What does that in specifics?
If he gets what we've heard the 3-year deal he wants, that puts him at no. Even at 45, I don't think he would go. No, I don't think he would go. I don't think he would go. Here's the thing: he was just on WWE 2K19's cover. That's a
He's been in WWE for 3 years. He's pretty much done everything already.
They're already setting him up. You're right, but they're already setting up. Well, he hasn't been Universal Champion. They're already setting him up to be what everybody wants to be these days, a YouTube gaming celebrity, because he has like a show on Up Up Down Down where he goes and looks for vintage games.
Oh, that's right.
Gaming consoles.
Yeah.
So they're already setting him up for that. Lighter schedule. He's been on the road his entire life. Do you think he wants to be at home with his family all the time?
Well, it wouldn't be all the time.
Families get used to their roles, man. We talked about this with Bob Roode the other day. He's like 40 years old.
Hasn't aired yet.
Yeah, and it's like, I know some of the info is already like irrelevant.
Well, we'll get to that later too.
So, but no, beyond all that, look, I'll go back to what AJ told us personally, not that, but a year ago when we interviewed him, and I asked him any regrets on not going to NXT. Now, granted, apparently he's retracted that a little bit since then.
Yeah.
However, he said, no, man, I debuted at the Rumble. I'm on main roster.
At the time,
he was champion.
Yeah, he was WWE champion, yes.
Now, I'll say this. By the end of his next contract, if All Elite Wrestling has a deal on TNT, they're pulling in 1.5 million viewers a week. They're a proven success. They have dream matchups waiting for him. Then the possibility is there. But right now, no way. He's got a new contract to sign probably pretty soon. It is way too early to think that All Elite Wrestling could even come close to poaching AJ Styles. Not a chance.
No, he's totally going to All Elite.
I don't know. You were right when you said All Elite Wrestling actually was a thing, and I said it wasn't. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe he is
totally going there. All right, well, maybe not. But Fightful did reach out to a number of WWE talents and employees, and those who responded to Fightful overwhelmingly thought that the creation of AEW was good for the business.
Of course.
Because it would give wrestlers another place to work.
They're going to make out the best.
Yep. Fightful states, quote, several wrestlers in WWE learned of the news as far back as September. That's when All In was. So that would be from the genesis. So who would learn of all Elite Wrestling from the genesis of it? Who are Cody's and the Young Bucks friends in WWE still?
Finn, maybe.
AJ.
Maybe Finn and AJ. Yeah.
And Cody's probably got some friends. Zack Ryder, maybe.
Zack Ryder.
They're friendly, right?
They have a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Well, Jericho likes Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And, they're friends.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks are good friends of Kevin Owens.
Yes.
All in the Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
With Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby.
Roderick Strong,
He's
then,
got
too.
friends.
Yeah.
And Roderick Strong.
Probably Kyle O'Reilly, too.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, maybe. They're all
friends, man. They're all friends.
Anyways, the most clued in seem to think that this is a legitimate venture with a great shot of making it work because of how in tune the players are with wrestling in 2019, but also said it would be key that they break through with the fabled casual fan.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. What day in September was All In?
It was the 1st.
It was the 1st of September.
Very beginning of September. So do you think there's a possibility
I guess the cons maybe reached out like immediately after All In.
Yeah.
When they got wind that, hey, these guys might be interested in doing something.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of money.
And maybe Cody or the Young Bucks called some of the people they might know in WWE just to kind of say,
if we did a thing and we had a lot of money, what would it take for you to leave?
Or just not even that, just like, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
this something you think the business needs?
Yeah. We didn't think it'd be this big, but it's this big. We sold, we wanted to do 10,000, we got 11,000. Yeah, that could be.
Could be.
That could be. So what is this here? It says here the most. Did you already read this?
I read that all. I read all that.
Yeah, they break through to the fabled casual fan.
Oh, they keep talking about these casual fans. Casual fans, you know what they are when it comes to wrestling? Fickle. Yeah, they come and they go.
Yeah.
You need to live and breathe with your dedicated audience. If you can't keep a consistent, dedicated audience, like WWE can't even get the casual fans. They're doing just fine.
Well, okay, let me ask you this then.
What?
1.5 million viewers a week on TV.
Yeah.
Not quite WWE numbers, but breathing down their necks.
Yeah. I would think that'd be viewed as a massive success.
That's viewed as an overwhelming success. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at an audience not as big as WWE. I think what they're talking about isn't necessarily a casual fan. It's a lapsed fan. Because here's the thing. how many people have signed up for the network and then cut the network? You're talking about the people who've basically canceled the network to come back.
See, that I would agree with, but I mean, I'm just making that my opinion or my judgment based on the phrasing they use here in this Fightful thing.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't think trying to woo the casual fan is necessarily going to be the key to their success or not.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that.
I think it's more in line with, people who are grown tired of WWE's hit or miss creative and questionable business practices. Here's a company that seems to be doing things the right way, taking care of their talent.
Yeah.
Putting on really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
This might be worth watching.
And also, so Tony Khan in an interview just recently, I forget who the interview was with.
Was it with X-Pac? He's on X-Pac.
Yes,
podcast.
thank you. Yeah. Ryan Satin from Pro Wrestling Sheet had a bunch of great little audio bits. And one of the things he mentioned was with the TV product specifically, it needs to be, I forget the exact wording he used, but essentially it needs to look cool.
Yeah.
It needs to be presented in a way that will attract people and be like, oh, wow, this is interesting.
Need to be professional.
Which,
high production value.
yeah, and sort of in like pulling from the best of everywhere, you know? It's like I look at, for example, the graphic design of New Japan. Mm-hmm. It's immaculate. It is so good. Mm-hmm. Like just the way their presentation looks. I mean, I've always been partial. I think the like graphic design, whether it's in the comic book form, they call it a manga there, or just their general like graphic design. When you look at anything designed in Japan, for example, oh my God, it looks so crazy and cool. You know, it's very vibrant and just really cool looking. They're sort of cutting edge when it comes to that kind of stuff. And so if it had something that just came off as so fresh. And it's like, granted, Raw went through a graphics repackage not that long ago. Obviously, WWE's product is very polished, very slick.
Yeah.
But, you know, if something just looked like way cooler than that, that's what you want to go with, you know? The presentation, what they're doing. And he could be talking about anything from how they're presenting their stories.
To actually the visual presentation of the
visual
show.
representation of the show. Exactly. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know, Steve.
So... but no, I think that's going to be key, like creating a product that, oh my God, I want to be a part of that.
Yes.
You know, not just like, oh wow, they're trying to be WWE.
Well, I think it's a total, the total package they're putting together, not just how they present their product visually, but I mean, it could just be as we saw recently with some of New Japan's camera work, specifically talking about that Ibushi Osprey spot, where Osprey reversed out of the Frankensteiner.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Just, you know, camera work that really enhances the story being told in the ring. That's important.
Okay, so here you go. That's actually kind of interesting. I was looking up TNA, their highest ratings ever. When they were on Spike, Hulk Hogan's debut on TNA hit 2.2 million.
In 2010.
In 2010. Which is obviously
that's
on par with what they're averaging.
Yeah, but
WWE
also that's an eternity ago in terms of television.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's another company that isn't WCW in the past 10 years. I know 2010 is close to 10 years ago.
It has gotten over 2 million viewers to watch their show. Yeah, I understand.
So, you know, the possibility exists that they'll be able to do pretty good if everything, again, if the stars align, you know.
Like if AJ goes to All Elite Wrestling. One star we know who is going to be in All Elite Wrestling, Steve. Y2J, Chris Jericho.
What would it take? Let me ask you something. I mean, Jericho's a huge name. Kenny Omega's a big name. What would it take? I mean, is it just a matter of star power? Because here's one of the problems, dude. Right now, what does WWE rely on? Far too much.
Part-timers.
Why?
Because star power.
Because they draw.
Yeah.
Because their regular roster, to the casual fan, if you want, is bereft of star power. Completely at the fault of the WWE.
Yes.
Completely at their fault.
Yes.
But I can't believe for a second that anybody from WWE that actually we know draws actual viewers, which right now seems to be two people, Cena and to a degree Ronda Rousey. And then I guess maybe Brock, maybe Undertaker.
Maybe.
But, I mean, who else? Like, my point is what is it going to take? Because I'm not even sure that star power, that luring big names, is going to cut it.
Well,
I just don't know what it is.
I think the metrics are somewhat different because in WWE, you're looking for someone to come in and pop ratings above the floor of about 2 million at this point, whereas I think in All Elite, I mean, hell, they'd be happy if their ceiling was 2 million. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think the star power to get if All Elite could get to 1.5 million, which would be subfloor for WWE, but a massive success probably for All Elite, and if it would take the star power necessary for All Elite to reach their baseline or ceiling is kind of what WWE already has. Right. I guess that's my point.
Yeah,
Whereas WWE says this is what we have, and rather than investing time and resources into building huge stars out of the talent we have on the roster, we'll just go to the old timers and part timers to come in and pop ratings when necessary.
Yeah.
And I think if it just takes for All Elite to start out, it takes a certain degree of star power to get people to tune in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once they're there, if they're impressed by the product, then they will stay.
Yeah.
Whereas WWE, people tune in because it's WWE.
It's difficult. It's also like the thing about WWE. It's I kind of relate it to comic books in general. Is that their audience are so used to the WWE product that changing from that is like getting people to. Here's another analogy. Remember how one of the sort of, I don't know. I guess it was probably a metaphor for something, but. The very first scene in Mad Men had Don Draper talking to. He was trying to figure out a Lucky Strikes ad campaign, and the first question he asked of his waiter at this bar he was at, or his restaurant he was at, was, "What would it take you to switch brands?" And he said, "I've been smoking these cigarettes for 20 years, 25 years. Why would I switch? Like nothing, basically." And so he was trying to figure it out. Well, wrestling fans are kind of the same. It's like, what would it take them?
Well, I think brand loyalty is strong, just kind of period.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just remember the Mad Men thing was great because, like, cigarettes is one of those things that it's a habitual thing.
Yeah.
You're always doing. Like, nobody wants to eat McDonald's every day. That's why there's Taco Bell and Burger King and a bunch of other crap that you shouldn't be putting in your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, certain things in life are habitual, and I get the feeling that wrestling's kind of one of them. Take a look at the best ratings that Impact had last year. It was around, 400,000, I think?
Something like that.
So difficult to maintain that buzz, even though they say, and here's the thing, creatively, Impact was fairly steady along the way, but their views just kept on dropping and dropping and dropping.
Yeah.
And then they had that awful time shift, and now they're on the hunting channel.
Yeah.
And so getting buzz is one thing. Keeping people around every single week.
It's you need the names to get people in the door. They need to deliver a quality product week in and week out.
That's
to
so
get them
over the top better than something else that you're already hooked on.
Yep.
So anyways.
Although it seems like fewer and fewer people are hooked on the WWE product. So again, the lapsed wrestling fan. Anyways, back to Jericho. He was the last man on that stage at the AEW rally.
Yeah, dude.
And he's kind of serving as their kind of crossover mainstream wrestling star for the promotion, the guy that pretty much every wrestling fan has heard of.
Yeah.
And hopefully get some people into the door. He spoke to Busted Open Radio recently and shed some light on some of the backstage details.
Did he? I'm sorry, I'm just going to skip it. Did he mention how long his particular deal is?
No, but Dave Meltzer did. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
About the TV deal, he says, quote, "I wouldn't have gone to All Elite if there wasn't a strong TV deal on the table and being worked on. There's a couple on the table that I know of, and both of them I'm like, wow. When it's announced, if it's one of those two, you'll go, that's what they need." But then I guess also later on he noted there was actually 3 networks in the running, and that landing on any of them would make All Elite look like the real deal. So we'd heard about...
I wonder if 2 of them, if one of those 2 that he originally said
Time Warner
is TNT TBS, and then the other one is something else.
Yeah. He continues, quote, "By me joining the company, fans and wrestlers go, holy crap, this is the real deal. If Jericho went there, this is real. A lot of people probably don't know Kenny." That's why people thought that he'd spoiled Kenny going to All Elite, just because he mentioned the same breath as Cody and the Young Bucks. "A lot of people probably don't know Kenny or Cody or the Bucks. We know them, but your average fan doesn't. And your guy in WWE making a decent living but thinks they can do better now goes, wow, if Jericho can go there, I can go there too." He also spoke about his conversation with Vince.
This is interesting.
Going to All Elite,
yeah.
Saying, quote, "A lot of that stuff is private, but I did have a fairly amicable conversation with him. He knew what I was doing. It wasn't a surprise. I didn't just show up in Jacksonville and that was it. The bottom line is the Khan family isn't messing around. They want to make a go at this, and they have a lot of money and they have a lot of capital." Just wondering how that went. It's like, hi Vince, just want to let you know I'm gonna be in Jacksonville. This All Elite thing.
Whoa, back up. What'd you just say?
I'm all in All Elite.
I'll give you number 29 in the Rumble. Number 30's already taken.
I'm not interested, Vince.
What?
I'm a free agent. This is the most exciting time of my life. I get to do this cruise. I can wrestle anywhere I want all over the world and make a ton of money.
I know.
Play my band when I want to.
I know what you want.
You're not the boss of me anymore, Vince.
I know what you really want. You want a YouTube channel.
A what?
A YouTube channel with gaming.
I'm not interested in.
Do you like the video game?
I'm interested.
Everybody wants that.
I like to rock and roll.
Hold on.
Anyways.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. While Jericho didn't get into contract specifics on Busted Open, Meltzer had some details saying that Jericho's deal is for 3 years with All Elite, but it's non-exclusive. So he can go to New Japan because I guess the New Japan wants him to wrestle Tanahashi. I think he called out Tanahashi after Wrestle Kingdom. And he can still do his cruise.
Cool.
And as Meltzer put it, it's the best contract of Jericho's career. So I don't know if that means from a financial standpoint, the flexibility combination thereof.
I would think that he's specifically referring to the financial.
Yes, I would think so too. Meltzer also noted that Jericho was talking to the WWE recently. I read somewhere else it was like as recently as right before Wrestle Kingdom. But then at the end of the day, he went with All Elite because he thought it was a better deal.
Probably was.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
So All Elite Wrestling's not messing around. I'm all in All Elite, man.
I can tell. That's
I want them to be a massive success. I think it's better for everybody.
Well, it's better for. Let's run down top 10 reasons why it's better that they're a huge success rather than a massive failure.
Because wrestlers get paid more if wrestlers have leverage of going to All Elite.
Whoa, what is this finger stuff you're doing? Number 10.
No, because we don't need 10 reasons. There's only really 2. 1, money.
The only number one that matters is our bottom line here on Going In Raw.
Yeah, people are switching brands back and forth. That's great for us.
It's amazing
it
for
is.
us. Every week there's going to be another Lex Luger type Mall of America incident.
Someone's
going to
put
it on a thumbnail. And then
Finn Balor's going to show up.
Everybody will complain to us.
At Double or Nothing in a puffy shirt.
And then in 3 years, people are then going to be going the other way back to WWE.
Yeah, once they get their act together.
And every single time we'll have a thumbnail ready. People will yell at us for spoiling it because they haven't seen it yet. And I'll apologize on Twitter.
Saying that you forgot.
And then I'll be laughing my way to the bank with those spoilery thumbnails. No,
yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Well, if somebody signs, that's different.
That's huge. Yeah, that's big.
Just no title spoilers.
Yes.
No title change
Here's the
spoilers. No match spoilers.
Nothing else. If All Elite is a massive success, it gives every wrestler out there an option to negotiate themselves a better deal with hopefully more money and maybe just if not most importantly, a lighter schedule.
And here's the thing, if you think for 1 second that it's not going to give WWE a kick in the creative pants if somebody else is out there just putting on hot fire shows on TNT, then you're crazy. Because we saw what happened, the birth of the Attitude Era from that garbage, lousy new generation era. It was a sea change, and I want to see that again. I want to see like just the most I want them to say, hey, look, you guys take it easier on the house shows, but give us fire matches on TV because that's something that matters to us. And I want only the most compelling storylines. Mm-hmm. All the cool stuff we're doing on NXT, we're going to do on main roster.
How do you
compelling stories, long vision.
Let me ask you a question I'm sure you don't know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it nonetheless. My understanding, and it could be completely off base, is that downside guarantee for wrestlers is based on an X number of appearances.
Yeah.
They have to work X number of shows throughout the course of the year to guarantee themselves whatever their downside guarantee is. Yeah. They get more, so on and so forth, based on other things. So let's say it's 200 dates a year. Like, what would be, and my understanding is that the house show business isn't doing that great now anyways.
Yeah, sure.
It's got to be a lot of overhead and running all these shows day after day after day.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they net for the
would
company.
Would they ever get rid of the house show circuit?
I don't know I wouldn't suggest getting rid of it, period.
Mm-hmm.
But dialing back, yes. Instead of 2 brands each doing 5 shows a week, what about 3?
Wasn't this the first year that house shows... What wasn't there? There was like a weird metric, right? Weren't house show money like down a lot?
Yeah.
And I thought it was the first year that something didn't turn a profit or something was like.
I remember the profit part, but yeah, house show business was down a lot.
At a certain point, yeah, you'd think. I mean, no, I get what you're getting at in that if one of the perks of All Elite is lighter schedule, which people are negotiating We've seen it with Daniel Bryan. Randy Orton, we know, has a lighter schedule. I think Ray came in and asked for a lighter schedule. The Hardys came in and asked for a lighter schedule. If that's what people want, and if they're getting it somewhere else with the same pay, then
yeah, they're going there.
They're going to do that.
Yep.
They're going to do. They're going to have to. They're going to have to.
Yep.
Again, once All Elite Wrestling sort of proves out that it can be a viable platform for these wrestlers to do stuff and to get the kind of exposure so they can then boost their own profile even more.
Yeah,
and
therefore make more money and work even a lighter schedule.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. So
yes.
All Elite should cut one of those Saudi Arabia deals like WWE did.
Well, there was a lot of talk earlier this week about whether there be a working relationship forged between All Elite and New Japan. At first, Dave Meltzer, All Elite Wrestling insider Dave Meltzer, seemed to think that it wasn't going to happen right now. And then, like a matter of a day or two later, he kind of did a 180 a bit, suggesting that New Japan might be more inclined to work with All Elite should Kenny sign there because they want to continue working with Kenny Omega.
I think if they did like an All Elite, like New Japan would be super smart to do. Let me rewind here a second. I wonder how interested, like we've heard that Gato's their like head writer guy, right?
Yeah.
How interested he would be in running an invasion angle.
Yeah.
Because that seems like it'd be a very interesting angle to run if done properly.
What did I say like a couple weeks back? Like if they could work out a deal where AEW is essentially New Japan's American subsidiary.
Yeah, but there's that other guy there. That's the big problem.
Yeah,
they have a deal with them.
No, I know.
But hey, look, if I tend to think that if everybody can find an arrangement that works with everybody and boosts everybody's profile, then why would anybody say no to it?
I know.
We know New Japan wants to expand more into the United States.
Correct.
All Elite wants to simply, get up and running.
Yeah.
And then Ring of Honor, obviously they're like hemorrhaging talent, but they signed a bunch of names. They want to continue to grow as well. Why wouldn't they?
Yep.
So, because they're going through like a rebuild process now too.
Seems like cooperation would be the name of the game then.
You would think so. As opposed to everybody just sort of shoring up and practicing isolationism.
Yeah, no, exactly. New Japan announcer Kevin Kelly seemed very optimistic about the chances of All Elite and New Japan forging some kind of partnership because when he was asked about that possibility on Twitter, he responded, "Absolutely."
That's hilarious. That is so great. Like, what? You're the announcer. He's top notch, by the way.
He's fantastic. He might be the best in business right now.
But still, that's hilarious. It's like somebody asking Adam Mayhem. So is Going In Raw going to collaborate with Cultaholic this year? And he says, absolutely.
Well, Kevin Kelly's probably a little bit more informed than that.
Than Adam Mayhem is with us. I don't know. I talk to Adam Mayhem quite a bit.
I do too.
Yeah.
But I would think Kevin Kelly would be somewhat privy to some things.
But should he be talking about it? Is he allowed to be talking about it?
If he's relieved of his announcing duties, then we'd find out no, he shouldn't be.
Right.
I mean,
he's probably like, well, they just got rid of JR and that guy who hopped the fence.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? Fire me?
Yeah, I know.
Oh God!
But then Excalibur be the head announcer.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be great
so
too.
Great, just talking crap about everybody.
All Elite Wrestling president Tony Khan was on X-Pac, his podcast, I think this week, and spoke about AEW maybe getting into some partnerships, saying, quote, "I am open to partnerships. There are a lot of people doing exciting things all over the world, and especially internationally. I'm very open to partnerships." Of course, we had heard that AEW was looking to forge some sort of deal with New Japan to continue working together. I believe even before the announcement of All Elite formally. So, yeah, it just seems like cooperation should be in the best interest for everybody.
Absolutely.
You would think.
Yeah, for sure.
But, there's contract issues, legal issues, I'm sure, that might preclude that from happening immediately, but hopefully in the near future.
It's exciting, though, man, because here's the thing. All these companies like Ring of Honor, even Impact, and New Japan, there's a precedent there. There is a history there of cooperation between companies. And WWE, not so much, unless you're a really tiny brand, which you can then buy their option to close them.
Well, there was in the late 90s.
Which is a million years ago.
No, I know, when Vince McMahon was, sending Paul Heyman money to help keep ECW afloat?
Yeah.
And then WWE in the 90s also had these joint shows in New Japan, so they used to do it. It was just when they became a publicly traded company, seemingly that all went by the wayside.
Given how much money All Elite Wrestling has behind it, though, like he ain't cutting no checks to them.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
But I mean, here's the thing: you would love to think, you would absolutely love to think that WWE is so big that they would also get a kick out of joint promotion shows. You would love to think that. I don't know why they don't. I mean, I know why they don't, because Vince is still protective of his territory.
They want to be seen as the only game in town.
Yeah.
Speaking of cross-promotional stuff,
That's
Worlds
right.
Collide. There's a thing called Worlds Collide. Of course, WWE trademarked Worlds Collide earlier this week, I believe.
We had no idea. You know who broke it to me?
Christian.
Christian, the Hall of Famer, not real Christian, but Christian, real to us. Matt Chatter Christian.
Yes.
He brought it up in a Matt Chat video and asked us to fantasy book what Worlds Collide could possibly mean.
Little do we know that we'd have the answer before that episode
Matt
would go
Chat
up.
actually even ran. I said, here's a spoiler alert. I said I thought it would be a tournament involving several different brands. I was a little optimistic. I thought it would involve WWE, sort of the loose partnership I just spoke of, Evolve, Progress, maybe some, I don't know who else they sort of work with. ICW, didn't they have like a thing with ICW?
They did, I
loosely,
think.
kind of, whatever.
Maybe, I don't know. WXW in Germany.
Yeah. Didn't quite seem to be the case, or doesn't quite seem to be the case, but I was close.
It was close.
NXT UK, of course, featuring Liverpool's #1 tourist guide, Zach Gibson, and 205 Live.
Yeah, it's going to be a cross-brand tournament taking place Royal Rumble weekend during Access. Who knows if any of this will actually be televised?
It'll be on internet.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe on the network. It'll be on the network. Maybe it'll be on the network.
Maybe.
Should be on the
Anyways, here are the competitors announced thus far from NXT. Adam Cole, baby. Velveteen Dream. Dominic Dijakovic.
Top notch.
Keith Lee. Otis Dozovich. From NXT UK, Mark Andrews, Tyler Bate, Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, and Zach Gibson.
Otis Dozovich is there to take the pin, isn't he?
Otis
is there to eat a pin.
Well, I mean, there's a tournament. Only one person eventually won't take a pin.
Yeah, but but that's sort of a name that stands out.
I don't know, man. He just got called to the main roster. I don't think he's going to get knocked out in the first round. From 205 Live, you got Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, TJP, and a superstar to be named later. But who is this superstar?
I know.
Yeah, because they actually announced it when they initially issued the press release.
Yeah,
Steve,
this was weird.
Who is it?
Our favorite, by the way, Humberto Carrillo.
Oh, he's great. He's been tagging with Raul Mendoza in NXT.
I would love both those guys in 205
man.
Live. Drake Maverick has been saying we're bringing new faces to 205 Live. Number one, that's great because it kind of means that 205 Live is sticking around, we hope, or it's at least some evidence. I would love to see Humberto Carrillo and Raul Mendoza both appear on 205 Live as regulars. There is another name. Who were we talking about earlier? There was somebody we were talking about as a potential name for 205 Live, and now I forget who it is.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't remember.
Something seems
I don't know.
not right with this list because there's only 15 names on it. You kind of need 16 to make a tournament.
Even if it's a round-robin tournament?
I don't think it's going to be a round-robin tournament. It's not. You can't really. Well, I mean,
Can you do it with 3 blocks? No,
Yeah,
that doesn't make
no,
any
it's just
sense.
15.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, the battle. Oh, there's a battle royal. Sorry, the order elimination. The battle. Well, tape for a network special kicks off with a 15 superstar battle royal Saturday, January 26th, at the 8 a.m. session of Access. The order elimination. The battle royal will determine the first round matches for a 15 superstar single elimination tournament beginning later that session. The battle royal winner will receive a first round bye. That's why.
Oh.
So if you win,
14. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So Keith Lee will win
the battle royal.
the Battle Royal.
Okay.
He will get a bye.
Who wins the whole thing?
Liverpool's #1. Zach Gibson. Oh, you're doing the top-notch thing. You're doing
No, I think Adam Cole. probably wins. Adam Cole should win.
Dijakovic. No, man. Who's going to win? It's going to be...
It's for a network special, so this will be
It's
broadcast.
gonna be Keith Lee.
It's gonna be Keith Lee.
He's either gonna win the Battle Royal or he's gonna win the entire thing, or both.
Or both.
I mean, that's sort of the point. You get a bye.
Yeah.
So I figure he's got the early advantage. Keith Lee wins.
All right.
What do you say?
Adam Cole, baby.
It's difficult to bet against Adam Cole, baby. He was borderline my friend, you know.
I know. I'm surprised you're not rooting for him. That's not a very good friend. Not rooting for him. Not picking your friend to root for. You know, to win this thing, to root for.
Well, you know, I like to think that me and Adam Cole have a very honest relationship. You know, like we almost know each other. I know who he is, so that's half the thing.
You know,
and then I talked to him once, which is another part of it.
I guess so.
I just need to get him to know who I am. Oh, goodness gracious. I like being stupid. It's
Oh, goodness. All right, let's do questions now.
fun. Community tab.
What are you doing?
Community tab.
The Monerville Moses with New Japan scheduling Wrestle Kingdom over 2 days. Should WWE do the same thing for WrestleMania? I thought last year was a good example of why something like that might work.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Chad
Love
McCollum, Power Rank, 5 current WWE talents destined for All Elite Wrestling.
Get out of here with this. Oh, Mike Kanellis, number 1.
Yeah.
Mike Kanellis and Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis.
And also,
dude, number 1.
The club. So we can do this.
Yeah, all of them together.
All of them. Yeah, so AJ too.
No.
AJ, Finn.
AJ's so happy where he's at.
Finn Balor, Bob Roode.
AJ's looking to become like the next guy that they speak about, like with, it's like, you know, they say it's Hogan, Stone Cold, Rock, Cena, AJ. That's the conversation he wants to be. You don't say that if he goes to AEW. He's WWE lifer because he wants to be face of the company.
I don't know. I feel like Seth is more in line for that role as opposed to anybody else in the company right now.
AJ wants it, and AJ's going to get it. How many video game covers has Seth been on?
He was in the marketing campaign for one.
That's true. Why was he on the cover for that?
Was he on the cover?
Was he on the? Oh, he was on the cover of that game.
The year
before AJ. Oh, no, you just swerved me.
How do you know AJ wants to be the face of the company? Where'd you hear that?
I have friends in
Oh,
the
get out of
industry.
here. You're making crap up.
I too tweeted him. I know who he is. I've talked to him. He's basically almost my friend. Same with Adam Cole. I'm friends with like everybody in the Bullet Club, man.
I met AJ. I talked to him
Yeah.
for a good 12 minutes.
You also too tweeted him. Admit it, you SOB.
No, I'm not going to admit to anything that didn't happen. And I'm not going to consider him my friend. I had a great time talking to him.
You don't
He seemed
have
like
friends.
a very friendly man.
You don't even have friends. Nobody likes you.
I have to put up with you.
I know. We're not friends.
No,
You're
it's
not.
strictly a work relationship.
You're not my friend.
You're not my friend.
So you're my friend. Anyways, moving on. Oh, so we have to do more people? So no, look, one name for me, and that's Mike Bennett. I think he's tops. He is tops, man.
Mike Bennett, the Club, the Revival, AJ, Finn Balor.
Nah, man, Club
That's
and
the list.
Revival, they're vital. Number one, the Club is having so much fun. They just got a full season ordered for Botch Club.
They can do Botch Club for AEW.
Well, at that point, just
They can have a segment on being the elite.
just work with Matthew.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
What a great question here, Jesse Helsius. Which Balor is entering the Rumble, and what are the odds he wins?
If he wants to win, it's got to be Gray Balor, right?
Or Demon, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know, man. If I'll put it this way: if he asked me, if I became friends with Finn Balor, which I fully expect to happen at some point, if he were to say, "Hey, Steve, yeah, Finn, what Balor should I be?" Pewter.
Yeah,
That's the most
we have
pristine
not
one.
seen enough Pewter Balor.
Pewter Balor's the best.
Nathan Spencer, who will be the first ever All Elite Wrestling champion? So is Pac going to win it first for Hangman Page to chase after him?
That's how they should do it.
It is how they
He
should do
should
it.
come in and just start spitting on the Young Bucks, Cody. All just spit on everybody. Oh, man. What did he say to Hangman Page the other day at that rally? God, what did he say? I love that. His voice is so great.
He holds the mic like this.
Yeah, he holds something like this. Anyways, yeah, it's going to be Pac.
Racing guy, are there any female WWE superstars you think might consider jumping to All Elite Wrestling? He says maybe someone like Mickie James, who has done all she can do in WWE. Kind of feel like she already kind of did that when she went to Impact.
Yeah, she already jumped ship once. Well, yeah. So here's the thing, yeah, because there's like a ton of people that they've signed from the Mae Young Classic. So absolutely, I think who's on that roster right now?
Let me ask you something. Say in 2 years, All Elite Wrestling's doing really well, and Bayley is still kind of spinning her wheels a little bit. Yeah, they got a tag title run. First women's tag champions maybe in the title picture. Mm-hmm. You think she would consider it?
No, because she probably gets hand over fist money for licensing. Like, they probably sell a ton of Bayley merch, toys and stuff.
I don't know.
She has their like child demographic on lock. I have to believe that.
Well, that's what they always anticipated, but I don't know if that ever came to be when she moved up to Maine.
Oh, I think that's
I don't know, man. Iconics.
A deal.
They're not really doing anything.
It took them forever to get there.
Yeah.
It took them forever to get there. I don't know, man. Give me some more names. Who are
Deonna
okay.
Purrazzo.
Yeah, maybe.
She just signed NXT, so she's gonna be there a little while.
She's gonna be there for a while. Yeah, get out of NXT, man. Go to the main roster. Okay, no, perfect name, Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke. If she can make what she's making in WWE, which probably isn't a whole lot, then yeah. I could see Sarah Logan's super young. She's super young. Natalia's like WWE family. She ain't going nowhere. Ember Moon, Alicia. I don't know, man.
Let's
I
stick
don't
with
know.
Bayley.
I don't know.
Give it 2 years, Bayley.
I don't know.
If not doing anything with her.
I don't know. It also kind of depends on how the women's scene is shaking out there, you know. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, again, that's the good thing for them, though. They're going to get paid a lot more. You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky 17. In your opinion, can we consider the impact of signing Chris Jericho as a wrestler and Billy Gunn as a producer with AEW as the same as the impact of signing Hall, Nash, and Russo with WCW back in the day? Not quite. Those are two different periods as well, because Hall and Nash went WCW in 96. Russo didn't come around until 99.
Yeah.
And then as a producer, Billy Gunn's not going to have the same impact as Russo did in creative. Billy Gunn does work with talent in terms of laying out matches.
Right, yeah.
He won't be writing television.
Yeah, right. Let's see here. Oh, great question here. Riyadh Gauss. Who would you guys like to join AEW, not from just a wrestling capacity, but through other avenues for the company? One thing I hope they do is like outsource their merch. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. If they have a super strong merch game, which they already do,
it's gonna help a lot.
It's gonna help a lot, man. Honestly, like, you just need cool stuff. Like, I mean, granted, I understand this is lightning in a bottle. I totally get that. But imagine if they had like 3 factions. They all had cool Bullet Club style stuff.
Yeah.
You know? They all had stuff that was as cool as that. I mean, that's one thing that when I referred also to New Japan about how cool they are, it's like, who the heck, and I know they started in CMLL, but like, who the heck has a name Los Ingobernables de Japón? What a great, cool, weird name. And their merch is great. I mean, that's all awesome stuff, right?
Yeah.
there, man. Chaos. What a great name for it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You know?
Taguchi Japan, great name.
That's not it, no.
Suzuki-gun, great name.
That is a great name. But yeah, I want really cool looking merch. I just like stuff to look cool, man. That's what I want.
Oh, Cody Miles is a good question. Should the AEW mid-card belt also be called the Intercontinental Championship and have Jericho win so he is the greatest Intercontinental Champion in the world?
What you do. You start a faction, and their graphic design for the faction logo and stuff mimics like early 80s punk zines.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
You have Jericho lead a faction called the Jerichoholics.
Yeah.
You remember the shirts that his security had in WCW?
Yeah.
Marker on white T-shirt. That's what you do.
Well, that's just like the B team, marker on white shirt.
But they were way
that's
better.
Not good.
No, because they fake did it. Like, they print a silk screen to make it look like that. But everybody like actually have each shirt hand drawn with a Sharpie.
That's not efficient at all.
I know, but it's a good idea.
Like, if they want to sell a lot of shirts, that's not going to work. I mean, at that point, you're starting to get into like really cheap manual labor, and that's not. That's not ethical. That's not really. You're going to do that?
Yeah, man.
Why don't we just make our own shirts then?
All right, let's do it.
Ooh, this is a good question. Oh, hi, Andy. If a company as highly regarded as AEW debuted 5 years ago, do you think any guys in the WWE at the time would have jumped ship? Here's the central question I think
5 years ago?
Mr. Andy's getting at. Would CM Punk, when he got fired, that's a better question. Would WWE would they have fired CM Punk if All Elite Wrestling
That's a good question.
was there and drawing 1 million viewers a week?
No.
Not a chance.
Yeah, no way.
Not a chance. He was hot. Give him a mic and have him say all that stuff that he said on Colt's podcast
Yeah, man.
in front of 1 million people on All Elite,
Oh, wow.
1,000,005 because he'd
wow.
draw a bunch more.
Yeah.
Not a chance. That is a very good question. They're going to be firing less people.
Yeah.
They have less leverage. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Timothy Wayne, Mick Foley has been involved in so many other wrestling promotions. How soon do you think he will make an appearance in All Elite Wrestling?
I don't know. Kind of depends. I don't know.
I mean, it'd probably be within the first 12 months.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
You can get invited to show up at a show or something like that. What about Goldberg? You think Goldberg's going to do something with All Elite?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be cool.
About Ryback. Is Ryback going to be in All Elite Wrestling? He tweeted at him.
That's great. If All Elite wants it and Ryback wants it, sure. Why not? Why not?
Very well. You heard it here first.
Very well. You heard it here first. I keep on going back to this female WWE stars question. See, there aren't a lot of people. I feel like there's not a lot of people like Dana Brooke who just aren't being used. I'll never forget, man, when I watched Breaking Ground again 4 months ago, just how big of a star I feel like they had with Dana Brooke. Like, every time they spotlighted her on Breaking Ground, I was
that's
like,
great.
man,
Yeah.
she could be top notch, man. And they'd never use her. But, like, everybody's on TV. Like, everybody in the women's division is on TV.
Let me ask you this. In 2 years, if Apollo Crews is still spinning his wheels, he'd be huge in All Elite.
That'd be a good name to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they haven't figured out what to do with him to give him some character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam Knopp, other than the Elite, who do you think will be All Elite Wrestling's top star in 5 years? So take Young Bucks, Cody, Kenny, Hangman Page out of the equation. Marty, too.
5 years is a long time.
It is. They're going to be someone wrestling in the indies right now that we've never even heard of. That could be their top star in 5 years.
I mean, that's probably who it's going to be. Somebody we haven't heard of. It just zooms up.
Because I wonder in my mind if they're going to use themselves, the Elite, and now Chris Jericho is kind of like the foundation of the company. But as we've seen from the press conference, we didn't hear word one from Cody, the Young Bucks, about them pursuing any sort of championship. It was Hangman Page.
I know who.
Talking titles. So I think
know who.
they're not worried about putting the championship focus on them. It's going to be all the other guys are going to be chasing titles early on. What?
Our representative fighting Levi Shapiro just a couple months back. Cal Jack.
There you go. Good
throwing
answer.
Brian Zane around like a rag doll with glasses on. Are you kidding me? It's Cal Jack. He's going to be their biggest star in 5 years. Mark my words.
Good answer.
And if he's not, they're fools.
Wow.
Yep. He's part bear, you know.
I think that's actually true.
It is true. I talked to him.
I mean, I've spoken to him as well.
Yeah. Did you ever ask him about his DNA, his lineage?
I mean,
did.
I think like humans and bears have different number of
His
chromosomes.
family
It just
tree
doesn't
branches
happen.
off into bears.
It doesn't work out that way, man.
Grizzlies, to be specific.
I don't believe it
You
works
don't
out.
know.
that way.
You've never seen the Island of Dr. Moreau. What do
I
you
have
know
actually
about
seen
anything?
that.
Well, it's
I actually have seen that. I've also
Why
studied.
didn't you pay attention to learn
I
that?
also, we did genetics in high school, and you learn that.
Yeah, I know. Guess what? I was in physics when I was a junior, and you were a senior.
Yeah, but you couldn't even pass
already.
calculus when I got A in it. So what's
Because
that
I
to
was
you?
out partying and having a good time.
Maybe I was doing that in
You
physics
don't
too.
even know how to party.
I do. I was out. I was playing guitar. Grew my hair out long. Got wild.
Yeah, what are they? You were in the yearbook, most changed from your freshman year. You were a regular Dorcas.
Yeah.
And then you turn into like kind of semi-cool grunge nerd.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, man. Pretty good transformation.
Yeah. I learned to play guitar.
Yeah.
That's what did it. That was the impetus for the whole thing.
Good job, man. Good on you.
Yeah.
You nerd.
You're a nerd too.
I know, man. That's okay.
Partying. Get out of here with that.
There is some truth to that statement. I severely stopped caring senior year.
That's not the same as going down partying.
Because I had a girlfriend. Number one. So it was all about that stuff. And then I had friends.
I had friends too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just stopped paying attention.
All right.
Because you're not
Did you not pass other classes you took your senior year? Or was calculus the only one?
Calculus is the one that I was like, I took one look at it. No, I look, I will grant you this. Absolutely. I took one look first day and said, what the hell does any of this mean? I think I went home to study and do the first day of homework with Danny Leard. And I was like, Dan, what is going on here? And he was like, oh, you just do this and this and this. And I was like, why? Screw this. I'm going to watch Star Trek.
Calculus is like algebra of algebra.
Oh, dude, I don't even.
Yeah.
Don't even know, man. Don't even know.
I couldn't do any of it now.
At that
By the
point.
time, I was like, oh, I get this.
You know what's funny is that, so I was like digging around my parents' garage
Yeah.
a year or two ago. And I stumbled upon some papers I wrote as a senior in high school.
Oh, wow.
I was like freaking Neil deGrasse Tyson, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I was writing just the most immaculate pieces of work back then. These days, it's just like childish gibberish when I try to write an email.
Yeah, same here.
You know, it's like, hi, how are you doing?
I know. I remember writing papers in film school and thinking, oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Right? You probably look at them now, you're probably like, I don't even know who this person. That's what I thought when I looked at the paper. When I saw it, I was like, I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, no, I probably feel that way.
Because how could I have written this?
I know I wrote a lot of really long papers in college.
Yeah.
I probably, if I picked those up now, I'm like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But if I tried to do it now, I wouldn't get past a page.
Right.
I have to go back to
Exactly.
learn about the basics of essay writing.
This movie was really good.
This movie good.
I liked when the lady got nakedy. That's what mine would be like.
My
"Ooh,
word.
I saw several nipples in this movie. It was exciting.
5 stars.
My pants moved. 5-star. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a blithering idiot now, obviously.
Yeah,
But
I am
back then,
too.
I was genius level.
Just not when it came to high-level mathematics.
Nah, man, I took all those smarts and I just started like using them for cooler things, like watching even more Star Trek. Oh, Lordy B. Plus, I had a job. I got like a job at the time.
You're just spread too thin.
Spread too thin, man. One thing had to give because no, I aced all my other classes. Well, I didn't ace them. I just got all B's with no effort whatsoever. Calculus is the one thing you kind of have to put some effort into it. Right?
You have to pay attention.
You have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I'm like, history, yeah, whatever. I can pay. What did I have? Econ, I guess.
Yeah, it was a semester econ and a quarter of some sort of history class.
Yeah.
Or government or something.
Government. It was government. That's
Yeah.
right. Which I was always pretty good. I just understood that stuff. Plus, Ariano liked me a lot. Anyways, let's get some more questions here and then we'll
All
wrap
right.
up the show.
See, I had yearbook my senior year, so that was my take time off period.
Man, yeah, we'll just keep on talking about this and then we'll wrap up the show. No more questions. My senior year was 2 periods of work experience.
Why did you have to take any sort of periods off? You had 2 periods of work experience. That's nothing.
2 periods off, right?
Oh, my
One
gosh.
period. Because how many classes do we have?
7.
7. Okay. So that leaves me with 5. 1 period of volleyball. Calculus, which, yeah, I just took off.
So we actually only had like 3 real classes.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What else? There was no science to take.
No. Oh, you didn't take any science?
Well, I maxed out at physics. They didn't do anything past
You
physics.
could have maybe gone to Sac State, take a class there.
Who's driving me there? Oh, I had a car at the time.
You had a car, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I was good with physics. I was done with that.
Work experience. with your science.
And art. I had art and volleyball.
Oh my gosh. I think senior year I had yearbook, German, AP English, physics,
Oh, AP English. I had that too.
calculus,
Yeah.
and then econ/government. What's my other class? I say AP English, calculus, something else.
Yeah. Yeah, AP English. That was fun. Who was the teacher in AP English?
Oh,
Was that McFadden?
Mm-hmm.
That was McFadden.
Mhm.
Well, he was a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was good stuff. Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks so much for tuning in.
I really maxed out my senior year, didn't I?
Yeah.
2 AP classes.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3.
Dude, you did it wrong, man. Volleyball and frickin' what else did I say? Volleyball and
Work experience.
Oh yeah, it was just 2 periods. I didn't have to do anything because I had a job. It was awesome. Oh, man, it was so great.
I was trying to get
fun.
into a good college, and I realized I didn't know what to do with my life when I graduated high
And
school.
then you ended up in American River College with me. Good job, buddy. If it wasn't for that, hey, if you got into a good college, you wouldn't be doing this right now.
Probably not.
Yeah, for better or worse. Till next time, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.